There's one financial law that banks hate so much they spend millions on marketing just to keep you from learning it. There's one financial law that banks hate so much they spend millions on marketing just to keep you from learning it. And this one law could turn any 9-to-5 worker into a millionaire, even on minimum wage. But before I reveal what this law is, I need to ask you something that's going to blow your mind. Why do two coworkers, earning the exact same salary, live completely different financial lives? One has their house paid off, takes vacations every year, and builds savings like it's automatic. The other one struggles paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed about money, living one emergency away from financial disaster. Same job, same income, completely different outcomes. What if I told you the difference isn't luck, isn't family money, and definitely isn't some secret insider knowledge? What if the difference is just 13 simple laws that anyone can follow, starting today, with whatever money they have right now? Here's what's crazy about this. The financial industry doesn't want you to know these laws exist. They make billions of dollars from people who don't understand how money really works. They spend fortunes on advertising to keep you confused, scared, and dependent on their high-fee services. But today, that changes today. You're going to learn the 13 financial laws that separate the wealthy from the broke. And at the end, I'm going to reveal the one secret law that ties them all together. The law that banks absolutely hate because it makes their profits disappear. Ready? Let's start with something that's happening to you right now. As you watch this video, your attention is under attack every single day. Companies spend billions trying to distract you from building wealth. Those flash sale notifications from Amazon. That's law number one being violated. Those push notifications from shopping apps when you're bored or stressed. That's your financial attention being hijacked. Law number one is protect your financial attention. Every time you get distracted by a sale, every time you browse online when you're emotional, every time you let advertising convince you to buy something you didn't plan for, you're breaking this law. Here's what you do instead. Turn off every shopping app notification on your phone right now. Seriously, pause this video and do it. Don't browse e-commerce sites when you're bored, stressed, or emotional. Treat your attention like the valuable resource it is. Because companies are literally paying billions to steal it from you. But protecting your attention is just the beginning. Law number two is where most people completely mess up their financial future. Stop leaving all your money in checking accounts. I know it feels safe. I know it feels smart. But it's actually the fastest way to stay poor forever. Your money sitting in a checking account earning 0.01% interest is losing value every single day. If you're in the United States, you need to understand your 401k. If you're in Canada, learn about your RRSP. If you're in the UK, figure out your workplace pension. Open a brokerage account with Fidelity, Vanguard, or Charles Schwab. Here's a simple rule that will change your life. Take 110. Subtract your age, and that's the percentage you can risk in stocks. If you're 30, that's 80% stocks. If you're 50, that's 60% stocks. This isn't complicated, but most people never learn it. Now here's where it gets interesting. Law number 3 is about opportunity cost. And this is where your mind is about to be blown. Every dollar you spend today is a dollar that can't work for you tomorrow. Let me show you exactly what I mean. If you spend $100 a month on Uber Eats, Starbucks, and subscriptions you don't use, that's $1,200 a year. But here's the crazy part. If you invested that $1,200 instead, earning 10% annual return, in 10 years you'd have almost $20,000 in 20 years. $60,000. That daily Starbucks habit isn't just costing you $5. It's costing you your financial future. Every single purchase you make is a choice between spending today or wealth tomorrow. This brings us to law number 4, and this one separates the financially successful from everyone else. Live below your means. Not at your means, below your means. Here's the golden rule that wealthy people follow religiously. Spend no more than 50% of your income on needs. Not wants, needs. Start tracking every single dollar. Use Mint, YNAB, or just a simple spreadsheet. Categorize everything. Essentials like housing, food, and transportation. Important things like health and education. And discretionary spending like streaming services and eating out. Most people have no idea where their money goes. They work 40 hours a week, get paid, and somehow the money just disappears. If that's you, this law is going to change everything. But knowing where your money goes is useless if you don't follow law number 5. Pay yourself first, before you pay rent, before you pay bills. Before you have any fun, save at least 10% of every paycheck. This isn't a suggestion. This isn't something you do when you have extra money. This is non-negotiable. Set up automatic deposits to savings or investments on payday. Make it happen before you even see the money, because here's what happens when you don't pay yourself first. Life happens. The car breaks down. The phone needs replacing. Something always comes up, and you end up saving nothing. Wealthy people pay themselves first, then figure out how to live on what's left. Poor people pay everyone else first, then try to save what's left over. Guess what? There's never anything left over. This connects directly to law number 6, which is the secret weapon of every millionaire I know. Automate your finances. Set up auto-pay for investments, bills, and savings goals. Use your employer's retirement contribution programs. Research shows that people who automate their savings save up to 3 times more than people who try to do it manually. Why? Because automation removes emotion from the equation. You can't spend money you never see. You can't make excuses when the system does it for you automatically. But here's where the real magic happens. Law number 7 is compound interest. And this is literally the 8th wonder of the world. $200 a month invested at 8 to 10% annual return equals over $150,000 in 20 years. Read that again, $200 a month. That's less than $7 a day. Skip 1 meal out per week, and you're on your way to $150,000. The key is starting early. The sooner you start, the less you need to invest later. A 25-year-old who invests $100 a month will have more money at retirement than a 35-year-old who invests $300 a month. Time is more powerful than money when compound interest is working for you. But compound interest only works if you understand law number 8. Fight inflation. Money sitting in your checking account is losing value every single day. Inflation in the US is around 3%. In the UK, it's 2 to 4%. In Canada, it's 3 to 5%. That means your money loses 3 to 5% of its buying power every year it sits in cash. You need inflation-beating assets in the US. Look at Treasury inflation-protected securities and S&P 500 ETFs. In the UK, maximize your stocks and shares ISA. In Canada, consider GICs, index funds, and REITs. Your money needs to grow faster than inflation, or you're getting poorer every year, even if your account balance stays the same. This brings us to law number 9, which is where most people get scared and make massive mistakes. Understand risk. There's no high return without some risk, but there's also no wealth without taking intelligent risks. You need to know your risk tolerance. Are you conservative, moderate, or aggressive? Here's the critical rule. Never invest short-term cash in volatile assets like stocks or crypto. If you need the money in the next 2 years, keep it safe. But if you're investing for 10, 20, or 30 years, you can handle some volatility because time smooths out the ups and downs. The biggest risk isn't market volatility. The biggest risk is inflation eating away your purchasing power, while your money sits in a savings account earning nothing. Law number 10 is about psychology, and this one will save you from the biggest financial mistakes most people make: mean reversion. What goes up fast usually comes down. Don't chase hype. Don't FOMO buy when prices skyrocket. Remember GameStop. Remember when Bitcoin hit $65,000 and everyone was buying. Markets swing like a pendulum. Long-term investing beats market timing every single time. The people who get rich in the stock market are the ones who buy consistently, regardless of what the market is doing day to day. While everyone else is panicking about daily price movements, you're building wealth systematically over decades. Now we're getting to the advanced laws. Law number 11 is how you eventually stop trading time for money, build passive income. Dividends from S&P 500 stocks, REITs that pay you monthly, high-yield savings accounts. If you can manage it, rental income from real estate. The goal isn't to replace all your income immediately. The goal is to replace some of your active income with passive streams. Every dollar of passive income is a dollar of freedom. Start small. Even $20 a month in dividend income is $20 you didn't have to work for. Build it over time, and eventually, your money works harder than you do. Law number 12 is about environment, and this one might be the most important of all. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with, both online and offline. If you're surrounded by people who think money is evil, who believe investing is only for rich people, who spend every dollar they earn, you're going to stay broke. Follow finance YouTubers. Join personal finance communities on Reddit. Use apps like Acorns, Robinhood, or Wealthsimple. Surround yourself with people who talk about building wealth, not just spending money. Your environment shapes your thinking, and your thinking shapes your financial future. This brings us to law number 13, which is the foundation everything else is built on. Shift to a growth money mindset. Break the limiting beliefs that keep you poor. Money isn't evil. Money is a tool for freedom. Investing isn't only for rich people. Anyone with $10 can start investing today. Think like an investor, not a consumer. Wealth starts in your mind before it shows up in your bank account. When you see something expensive, instead of thinking, "I can't afford that," ask, "How can I afford that?" The first thought keeps you broke. The second thought makes you creative and resourceful. Now, here's the secret law I promised you at the beginning. The law that banks hate so much they spend millions trying to keep you from learning it. The secret law is applying all 13 principles consistently over time. That's it. There's no magic formula. There's no secret investment. There's no get-rich-quick scheme. Banks make billions from uninformed customers who pay high interest rates on credit cards, who take loans they don't need, and who believe investing is too complicated or too risky for regular people. They spend millions on advertising to convince you that credit card debt is normal, that you need loans to live a good life, and that investing is only for wealthy people with inside information. But your weapon is financial education and action. Every time you follow these 13 laws, you're taking money out of their pockets and putting it into yours. Here's what changes when you apply these laws consistently. You stop being a customer who makes banks rich and start being an investor who makes yourself rich. You stop paying interest and start earning interest. You stop working for money and start making money work for you. The person struggling paycheck to paycheck and the person building wealth aren't different people. They're the same person following different laws. The choice is yours. You can keep doing what you've always done and get the same financial results you've always gotten. Or you can start following these 13 laws today and completely change your financial future. Remember, it doesn't matter how much money you make. It matters how much money you keep and how hard that money works for you. Minimum wage workers who follow these laws will build more wealth than high earners who break them. Your financial transformation starts with a single decision. The decision to stop making banks rich and start making yourself rich instead. Which of these 13 laws are you going to start with today? Drop a comment below and let me know your biggest takeaway from this video. And if you want to see exactly how to build your first investment portfolio starting with just $100, make sure you're subscribed because that's exactly what we're covering next week. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss it.